Hypocrisy, thy name is MAGA. And that's a lesson that Trump voters in the deeply red state of Arkansas are learning the very hard way right now. I'm Steve Harness from the Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve for Really American Media. And if you really want to stick it to Trump, subscribe to this page and help us hit 1 million followers. All right, now, historically, when disasters hit a state, the federal government is there to help. It's part of that whole United States of America thing. Unless, of course, Trump is the president and you happen to live in a blue state like California.
The president reiterated what he wants California to do, meet certain conditions before they can get federal aid.
I want two things. I want voter ID for the people of California, and they all want it. Right now, you don't have voter ID. People want to have voter identification. You want to have proof of citizenship. Ideally, you have one-day voting, but I just want voter ID as a start, and I want the water to be released, and they're going to get a lot of help from the U.S.
Now, first of all, as a longtime resident of California, I assure you, we have to show proof of citizenship to register to vote. And there's no magic faucet to just turn on for more water, but that's a different rant. The fact that Trump treats federal disaster relief funds like a back alley quid pro quo deal is disgusting enough. But sadly, I do expect that when it comes to a blue state. But it turns out some of our favorite mega clown car characters are shocked to hear that they won't be getting any federal funds to help clean up after several recent storms and tornadoes struck the conservative state of Arkansas, killing 3, injuring dozens, and damaging countless homes. And Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders is now begging Trump to reconsider. And she probably thinks she has some sort of sway. She is his former press secretary and all-around lapdog and has a long history of publicly shilling for Trump.
Mark Cuban just said there are no strong, intelligent women around President Trump. It's a disgusting lie. And it's pretty funny coming from Democrats who can't even tell you what a woman is. I worked for President Trump for 2.5 years. Democrats tried to tear me down. President Trump empowered me and every other woman in America. My name is Sarah Sanders, and I'm proud to join the millions of smart, intelligent women who will stand with Donald Trump.
And apparently a lot of those women in Arkansas are standing with Trump with no roof over their heads, because they were just ripped off by these tornadoes. But still, Sanders recently defended Trump's desire to cut back on federal dollars, and she was confident that it would not have a negative effect on Arkansans, which is apparently a word.
Right now, our country has a $36 trillion debt. Let that sink in for just a second. $36 trillion debt. We should be taking a look at all of the programs and making sure that we are actually spending taxpayer money responsibly. I think the president is spot on to take a look at programs across the board and make sure that they're effective. We did this just over the course of the last year here in the state of Arkansas through the Arkansas Forward Initiative, looking for ways that we can be more efficient, more effective, and still provide needed, valuable services to Arkansans. And we've determined that we'll be able to save at least $300 million, if not more, by instituting some of those efficiencies and getting rid of duplicative programs. So I think it's smart what they're doing, and we're going to work with them to make sure that no services that directly impact Arkansans happen.
Well, apparently that $300 million was spent on something else. So I'm sure Sanders was shocked when she got the Gavin Newsom treatment after declaring a state of emergency to get federal funds, only to have the Trump administration tell them, quote, "Based on our review of all the information available, it has been determined that the damage from this event was not of such severity and magnitude as to be beyond the capabilities of the state, affected local governments, and voluntary agencies. Accordingly, we have determined that supplemental federal assistance is not necessary." Ouch. And just for context, in March 2023, another tornado hit Arkansas, and then President Joe Biden quickly signed off on federal assistance, despite the fact that just 2 months prior, Sanders had sent out this tweet telling the feds that the meddling hand of big government wasn't needed in her state. But as it turns out, that meddling is welcomed when you need it. So enter Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton, who also has a long history of shilling for Trump and defending his wild ways.
How did you interpret that remark? I think he's obviously making a joke about how bad things have been under Joe Biden and how good they'll be if we send President Trump back to the White House so we can turn the country around again. That's what the American people know. For 4 years, things were good with President Trump. We had stable prices, a growing economy, peace and stability around the world. Under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, everything has gone to hell.
So just to recap, life in Arkansas was apparently a living hell under Biden, even though he helped the state out repeatedly. And all is well under Trump, even though he is now telling them to take a long walk off a short pier right into the old Mississippi River. And keep in mind, Cotton has a long history of voting against disaster relief for other states, including in 2013 when he said, quote, "I don't think Arkansas needs to bail out the Northeast," after Hurricane Sandy hit up there. But again, MAGA won't ever let a little hypocrisy stand in their way, so Senator Cotton is now begging Trump to reconsider their pleas for federal money as they are in dire need of federal assistance.
Camera footage here from Ryan Crowder's home shows the moments a strong storm swept through his Fayetteville neighborhood on Easter Sunday.
Our fence was down, our roof was off.
Ripped the fence right off, a foot into the ground, ripped it right off, ripped part of our roof off, ripped all the shingles off, and blew all the glass out of our patio area.
Residents say the storm was gone as fast as it came, destroying roofs and even moving cars. Debris lined streets and residents on top of houses patching damage were the scenes in the Humont neighborhood.
Our neighbor's roof was caved in. Our trampoline is in their front yard.
I came home and everyone was surrounding our house and people were calling us and making sure we were okay.
Well, but it seems that breaking out the MAGA knee pads and begging King Trump for help isn't working, because as of now, the Trump administration is refusing to budge and have not offered any federal disaster assistance. So do you think anyone in those towns down there are regretting their vote for Trump? I mean, after all, democracy is all fun and games until someone loses a house. But hey, at least trans athletes have been banned in Arkansas, so they're safe from that threat. Maybe some of those athletes can help them rebuild those houses. I hear they have superhuman strength.
3 years ago, Peyton McNabb was an all-star high school athlete, one of the best, preparing for a future in college sports. But when her girls' volleyball match was invaded by a male, he smashed the ball so hard in Peyton's face, causing traumatic brain injury, partially paralyzing her right side and ending her athletic career. It was a shot like she's never seen before. She's never seen anything like it. Peyton is here tonight in the gallery, and Peyton, from now on, schools will kick the men off the girls' team or they will lose all federal funding.
I'm Steve Harness from the Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve for Really American Media.